The following programming is EI, educational and informative.
Today on Mystery Hunters, we investigate unexplained sights and sounds.
Has the Mexican military recorded the first real proof that aliens exist? Did one of their jet pilots capture flying saucers on video? I'm taking to the skies myself to find out.
What's that? Are hundreds of ghosts responsible for the strange noises at an abandoned lighthouse?
I heard groups of men talking. It sounded like a group of soldiers.
I'm headed into one of the most haunted places in America to find out. Hello? Hello? This is Mystery Hunters.
We'll be right back with more Mystery Hunters. We now return to Mystery Hunters.
Just another UFO story without hard evidence, right? Wrong. Not this time. The Mexican military might have solid proof that alien spacecrafts visited Earth. During a military mission off the coast of Mexico, a plane crew saw a mysterious object in the radar. When they tried to get a closer look, the object flew off the radar screens at an incredible speed. Then, it came back with 11 more objects. But get this, when they looked out their windows, they didn't see anything, because they could only see the objects on their special infrared cameras. And then suddenly, the objects were gone. Check this out. This letter is from the Mexican Secretary of Defense. It says they've turned down my request to interview those pilots. The military might not be willing to talk, but I am. What were those objects in the sky? Did extraterrestrials try to make contact? Stay tuned, because we're blowing the lid off the Mexican military UFO sightings. And cut.
Okay, Araya, that's enough fooling around.
Thanks for letting me do that, Jaime. I've always wanted to be a TV anchorman. Jaime Mozan is a journalist. He's been investigating UFOs for over 14 years.
This is my home. This is my studio. This is where I make my program every week.
Jaime, when did you first get involved in this specific UFO case?
When I was called by the military last April, and they gave me a video.
Jaime was the only person that the military was willing to talk to.
They wanted me to investigate because they didn't know what it was. Do you want to see it?
Yeah. Whoa. Is this really proof that aliens have visited Earth? Or is there another explanation for those strange lights?
This is supposed to be the most haunted lighthouse in America. It's been abandoned for over 20 years. But is it really empty? Some people think it's still full of ghosts. Is it really as haunted as they claim? I'm here to find out.
Hi, Christina.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So, you were the last person to live in this house.
I was.
Do you think it's haunted?
I do. The first night that I moved into the Lighthouse, I heard walking outside of my door, heavy steps walking up and down the hall, and it woke me up at night. It sounded like heavy boots. That was a little scary.
Wow. Did you have any other experiences in the house?
I heard groups of men talking. They sounded like a group of soldiers. One person would tell a joke, and they would all burst out laughing.
So how do you explain it?
I don't know, but when a psychic came in here, she felt someone had been held here against their will.
Was someone kept prisoner here? A man imprisoned. Sound of soldiers. Ghosts are said to haunt places where terrible things happen. Maybe something bad took place here. This fort is right near the lighthouse. If the ghosts of soldiers haunt the lighthouse, is this where they're coming from?
Hey, I'm in the middle of a little experiment. Whew. I've turned off the heat, and I'm watching creepy footage that Christina sent me from the haunted lighthouse. You'll understand why when you see this email I got from Cody Bauer and Brady Lane of Gander Bay, Canada. Take a... Not now, you piece of junk. Uh-oh. Dear Doubting Dave, we've noticed that when we're cold or scared, we get goosebumps on our skin. Why is that? Well, Cody and Brady, goosebumps are caused by little tiny muscles at the bottom of every hair on your skin. Millions of years ago, we had a lot more hairs. So when we got cold, those little muscles would tense up, sticking our hairs on end to make a thicker coat that would keep us warm. The same thing happens today, but because we have less hair, it doesn't really work as well. So why do we get goosebumps when we're afraid or something scary is nearby, like a ghost? Well, that also goes back to the time when we were still furry. When a predator surprised us, we'd get goosebumps to make our hair stick out, so we'd look bigger. That way, it would think twice about attacking. This is a natural defense that many furry animals still use, including cats. So, Corey and Brady, even though goosebumps don't do much for us today, they were pretty important to our ancestors.
We'll be right back with more Mystery Hunters. We now return to Mystery Hunters.
Does the Mexican military have solid proof that extraterrestrials have visited our planet? They captured this on video. This is amazing. But are we sure this is real?
Yeah, because it was given to me by the Secretary of Defense, by the military. The Air Force in Mexico is indisputable.
So do you think that the lights are caused by extraterrestrials?
I have experts working with me, and we are absolutely sure that we have something here that is unexplainable.
This isn't the first time strange UFO sightings have been reported in Mexico. In 1991, several people saw and taped what they believed was an alien spacecraft. Could Mexico be a meeting spot for UFOs? In that case, this could be the latest in a series of extraterrestrial visits to Earth. I mean, the Mexican military recorded these images. They're not fakes. What else could they be except UFOs? Dr. Navarro, a science professor at the University of Mexico, examined a copy of the UFO tape. What do you think made the lights on the Mexican military videotape?
We originally thought they were caused by ball lightning.
He says that at first, they thought those lights on the tape were ball lightning. That's a special kind of lightning that's a lot like these sparks that he's creating for me here in his lab.
But ball lightning in nature usually lasts about a minute.
But that's still much too short. The lights on the videotape lasted a long time.
Yeah, you're right. That's what we realized.
So those lights on the tape can't be ball lightning because they lasted longer than a minute. What could they be? Dr. Navarro and his team asked the military for more details.
But they turned us down.
It seems like the military is giving a lot of people the silent treatment. So I'm gonna try and catch the UFOs on tape myself. This is about the spot where the military first saw the lights. Down there! What's that?
Do the ghosts of dead soldiers haunt this lighthouse? Maybe this old fort holds the answer.
Hi, Christina.
Hi, Bob.
I understand you want to learn more of the history of this place.
Yes. Can you tell me what this place is? Was it a military barrack?
Well, it's a reconstruction of a military barracks from the Civil War.
So soldiers did live here. And this old fort is right next to the lighthouse. Maybe that explains what Laura heard.
They sounded like a group of soldiers.
But why would soldiers be haunting this place? Did something awful happen here? Was this the site of battle?
No, actually, it's a prisoner of war camp.
So people were imprisoned here. That's what the psychic told Laura.
She felt someone had been held here against their will.
It was almost impossible to escape. This boundary is called the deadline. If a prisoner crossed it, the guards were ordered to shoot.
Over 1,000 Union soldiers actually passed away here.
Could the restless ghost of those prisoners be haunting the Point Lookout Lighthouse? If it's true, I've got to get proof. Hey, Robert.
Hi, Christina.
How are you? Have you ever seen any ghosts in here?
I've never seen any ghosts in the lighthouse, but I have heard ghosts in the lighthouse. I heard what sounded like a group of soldiers having a party in the south side living room. And I tried to get my recorder started, but by the time I got it started, they had stopped.
Was there another occasion when you were able to catch some voice or...
Later that night, we were in here recording, and we walked away from the recorder, and you can hear what I believe is a fairly clear voice afterwards that is definitely not us.
I'd love to hear it.
Great.
Gee, that sounds like it's somebody saying abandoned.
Yes, and it's not us because we recognize our voices, and I played it for the person who was with me, and it kind of freaked him out a little bit.
Listen again, closely. That does sound like someone saying the word abandoned. Is the ghost of one of those dead soldiers telling us to get out of this place where so many people died? If the ghosts of Civil War prisoners really do haunt this place, can I get evidence on tape? Let's see what's down in the basement.
I feel that there's somebody down there that maybe doesn't like me very much.
Hello?
Hey, you just missed a great party. I invited some of my friends up to the Mystery Lab Lounge for a get-together. Then, when everyone was having fun...
Do you want to see something kind of weird?
I showed them a video of something I saw through the window the night before. A UFO.
Pretty freaky, huh? Of course, what I didn't tell them was the video's a fake. And I'm going to show you how to make one just like it to freak out your own friends at home.
First, choose a window with a good view of some buildings or trees. They'll help make your video more convincing. Next, set up your video camera away from the window. Then, zoom in on the window until you can't see the window frame. It should look like the camera is outside. Now, using cardboard, make a cutout that's about the same size and shape as something big and tall you see out your window. The biggest thing out my window is an apartment building, so I made a cutout of that.
And now, your UFO.
Wait until it's nighttime. If you can, turn off the microphone on your camera. Then hang an external microphone outside through your window. That way, the sounds on your UFO tape come from outside, not inside. Now, have a friend hold your cutout behind the camera, turn on your camera, and turn off your lights. Now, stand behind your friend and shine the flashlight high on your window. Through your camera, the light on the window looks like a UFO flying outside. And even cooler, when you move the light over so it's blocked by the cutout, the light on the window disappears like it moved behind the object outside. Of course, not all UFO videos look like this, but it just goes to show you, even when they seem incredibly real,
it's always possible there's another explanation.
We'll be right back with more Mystery Hunters. We now return to Mystery Hunters.
This is the spot where a Mexican military pilot says he was surrounded by unidentified flying objects. Did the Mexican military really capture proof that extraterrestrials exist?
I don't see anything. I see some clouds and there were some birds over there and I think that was a plane, but no UFOs. We're gonna have to go in closer to see for sure. Down there! Do you see it? What's that? Plataformas marinas.
My pilot says that's an oil drilling platform. And there are more of them not too far from here.
Can we fly in closer?
The copter pilot says that those oil platforms often shoot huge flames into the air, called burn-off flares. Could those burn-off flares be our mystery lights? Here's a map that shows the location of those platforms. This is what they'd look like from high in the sky. And here's the video of those UFOs the pilots filmed from their airplane. It's a match. Hey, Dr. Navarro, I think I've got it. The UFOs could be burn-off flares from oil platforms. See?
Good work, Araya.
But one thing bothers me. How come the crewmen could only see the lights on their infrared camera and not out their window?
They were probably too far to see.
They were flying too high to see the light with their eyes. But their infrared cameras picked up the heat from the flares. Infrared cameras can see hot things that you can't see with just your eyes. But the crew said that the lights circled the plane. How could burn-off flares do that?
I don't know. Until we can study the full evidence, we cannot really know what was on that video.
It looks like the lights recorded by the Mexican military were probably caused by burn-off flares from oil platforms, not UFOs. But those lights in the video do seem to be moving. Isn't it possible that they're alien spaceships that surrounded the plane? Until the military releases more information, we'll never know for sure.
this lighthouse haunted by the ghosts of prisoners who died here during the Civil War? I've searched the whole house, except the basement.
Now, the basement's another story. I feel that there's somebody down there that maybe doesn't like me very much.
The basement is definitely the oldest and creepiest part of the lighthouse. Hello? Is anybody down here? I didn't record any evidence of ghosts, but I'll come back when it's light out to see if anything else could be making those noises Laura and Robert heard. Mary, I think I found something. Mary Erline is an architect. She thinks some of the ghost stories could have a simple explanation. So what do cracks or holes in the building have to do with ghosts?
They allow places for animals to get in the building. Mice, squirrels, sometimes snakes. They can get through very small holes, and when they get in the wall, they make noise that sounds like people sometimes.
That could explain the steps Laura heard at night. Now, these sounds were recorded in the lighthouse. Do you think these could be animals?
Possibly animals that have gotten in the wall, but it could also be the building itself.
She says wind getting in through cracks can make a whistling, whispering sound. And old buildings move a lot, creaking and groaning. So do you think this place is haunted?
Could be. Depends on what you believe.
Are the ghosts of the lighthouse just visiting animals and sounds of an old building battered by harsh weather? Or are the spirits of Civil War prisoners still wandering through their former camp? It's easy to imagine that ghosts are haunting this place, but I'd rather believe that those prisoners are now resting in peace. I can't believe you were able to get your hands on all that government footage.
Hey, don't mess with the A-Dog. That's all I'm saying. Just letting some experts go over the footage for me now, but I think we all know who the man is, right?
Oh, brother. I wish I hadn't brought that up.
The burn-off theory might not explain everything on those tapes, but it is a pretty good one. Thermal cameras pick up a lot of things that seem mysterious at first, but when you see them in normal light, they're not so mysterious. Thanks for watching.
Oh my gosh. Araya, there's an email here from those experts saying that your videos are genuine, and thanks to you, UFOs are now a proven phenomenon. You've made history.
I told you, don't mess with the A-Dog. Hey, this says that the videos prove nothing and that the mystery remains unsolved.
Oh, you're right. That's what I meant to say. Remember, things aren't always what they seem. A-Dog.
This is MeTV, Providence, New Bedford's home for memorable entertainment television. That's memorable. That's me.
MeTV.